you doing, people? It's Cup Tea. Some more news about the former Haitian President Jovenel Moise, who was killed in an assassination in July the 7th, 2021. There has now been another suspect who was arrested in America. His name is Mario Antonio Palacios. Now, this Mario Antonio Palacios is a 43-year-old man, comes from Colombia. He's a Colombian national, and he's been charged with conspiracy to commit murder or kidnapping outside the US. Also, providing material support resulting in the death, knowing or intending that such material support would be used to prepare for or carry out the conspiracy to kill or kidnap. This is all coming from the Department of Justice in America. After the assassination, this Mario Antonio actually fled Haiti and ended up in my backyard in Jamaica. Right? However, he was recently deported from the island and agreed to travel back to the US, where he was apprehended by authorities. So he's in custody now and scheduled to appear in court, which may have or may not have already happened. Now, this was an absolutely devastating case for a country like Haiti. Absolutely terrible what happened over there, because you've got a country that's facing so much poverty, has already got so much corruption, got so much gang violence, and a host of other economical and social pressures to deal with. And then you have an assassination like this with the highest member of government in that country. Yeah, the country couldn't be in more turmoil at the moment. You have to remember, right, on top of this guy, we can't forget there was another team implicated in this of Colombian nationals. And, well, here's a picture of them here. This is them being picked up by authorities. This gang here. This was a hit squad, people. There's no two-twos about it. It was a hit squad. On top of that, there are another set of dual citizen Haitian American citizens who were allegedly involved in this plot as well. Okay, so you have to imagine there's a ton of people that's involved with this. I mean, you're talking about taking out the president. Okay, it's not something you just plan overnight. This was conspiracy to commit egregious harm on this president. You know, they say it started out as a kidnapping, but it didn't end as a kidnapping, did it? It ended up with, well, basically murder. And his wife, luckily, although she was injured, she still remains alive. And this is really fishy, because some of these men that were picked up, and some of them have actually been killed by local authorities, but some of these Colombians that were picked up, they'd received US military training. So you got to feel a little bit suspicious about what's going on there. There's going to be a ton of immigration requests into the US on the back of this. If there hasn't been already, there'll be tons. We have to remember some of these key suspects. One in particular that was announced on the 11th of July is a Haitian national named Christian Emmanuel Sanon, right? He is the one being accused of hiring between 26 to 28 men as a hit squad through a Miami-based company called CTU, run by Venezuelan national Tony Intriago. See, this thing is just, I mean, you can only imagine. 43 people have been arrested in connection with this inquiry of assassination of Moise, and a number of other people are actually still actively being looked for. So we have to wonder, what is or what was the reason for the former President Jovenel Moise's assassination? Why would anyone want to make an attempt on him, whether it was a kidnapping but in such a violent fashion? Well, we have to look back. We remember, if we actually go back, right, that the assassinated President Moise was the successor to Martelly, right? But he only won 33% of the ballots, which was actually short of the majority that he needed. And the second person run off, who was Celestine, well, that person and the supporters protested as they weren't happy with what actually happened in the election. So right before anything even kicked off, there was contention, there was issues, right? Which, well, obviously, this is the conclusion, the assassination. For anyone who followed it, during Moise's time in office, there was political unrest, there was violence, it was commonplace, including violent anti-government protests all over Haiti. Now, the span of Moise's term in office was actually disputed, and this caused constitutional issues. The term in Haiti for a president is supposed to be 5 years, and Moise claimed a mandate to govern until 2022. But the opposition actually claimed that Moise's mandate should have ended in February of 2021. Absolutely massive issues there. From the start of his presidency, he was an embattled and embroiled and controversial figure. And he actually claimed, this is the assassinated President Moise, that he foiled an attempt for someone to try and kill him and overthrow the government in February 2021. And he arrested at least 23 people. And we've just got to hope that the current acting Prime Minister, who I believe is the Council of Ministers, Claude Joseph, basically he can kind of get some semblance of normality going in the country. But the way things are going at the moment, I really don't think so. So obviously at this time, you know, we just have to think about the people in Haiti, you know, keep them in our minds, and hope that this Claude Joseph, Council of Ministers acting Prime Minister, can get some kind of normalcy back in the country, right? So we're going to have to keep our eyes on this one. This is a brand new channel that we're putting up. So, you know, like, share and subscribe. And also comment down below, what is it you think is the biggest issue in Haiti right now? What can they do to improve their socio-economical situation? And what would you like to see happen in Haiti? What steps would you like to see to improve the lives of the people over there? We'll be keeping an eye on this one. We'll be doing topics on everything to do with the culture, whether it's music, things going on in other countries all around the world, the US, the UK. We'll be covering it all, right? But we'll keep our eye on this one and see what happens. It's Cup Tea. This is Tasty Hot Crumbs.
Money ain't the problem, why the hell you think she rolling? Yeah, you know she bad, you can tell her when she told it.